The first one is my belief that every business is a people business. What do you think about that? Every business is a people business. I did not know this starting out my career, right? I thought there were tech companies, I thought there were manufacturing companies, services companies, nonprofits, etc. But at the heart of it, every business is a people business. And one of the keys about leadership is that the realization that it's not business that drives people, it's people who drive every single business. And so whether you work for a global multinational company like I did, or a nonprofit, or a startup, or a mid-market company, or a small business, your business is about people, right? Your business is comprised by people. In your clients, in your investors, you're serving people, right? And so every business is a people business. Human connection is actually the key to inclusive leadership, right? And the reason why, one of the questions that I often get about, well, why, Anne, why did you write a book, Anne? Right? Like, why did you decide to write a book? One Stephen Covey told me that I could and I should. That's a true statement. You would see him in the acknowledgments. But I wrote a book because the way that I learned to lead turned out to be pretty effective, I guess, right? And I was kind of surprised that it seemed novel or it seemed different when it was just simply so basic that if you lead with humans and human connection and people at the center of everything you do, it works. That's what leading bigger is all about, right? And I use the word leading bigger synonymously with inclusive leadership. And my definition of leading bigger and inclusive leadership is just simply this: widening your perspective to have greater performance and impact. Widening your perspective to have greater performance and impact. And how do you widen your perspective? You surround yourself with people who are different than you. You put yourself in a set of different experiences that you would typically have. You seek different information and data sources than the ones that you typically go to, right? To continually widen your perspective. And I would be so bold as to say that in today's world and tomorrow's future, inclusion is a core leadership competency. If you cannot lead inclusively, you will eventually lose to somebody who is. Your purpose is about your why and for whom. Okay? That is your purpose. Two examples that I'll give you. A B2C example that would resonate, I hope, with everybody. Nike, right? Nike says that their vision, purpose, mission is to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. And there's a little asterisk next to athlete. The asterisk then says, if you have a body, you're an athlete. Talk about an inclusive purpose statement. Who doesn't want to be part of Nike? Buy their stuff, wear their stuff, use their stuff, right? My younger daughter actually interned there last year, and it is an unbelievable, they get culture. It's really incredible, right? Now, Nike could have said, we make the world's best sporting equipment and gear, right? But by elevating the why and for whom, it's a vision. It's something that everyone wants to be part of, not just their employees, but customers and potential customers, investors, etc. Too many leaders do not hold people accountable when values are not embodied. How many times have you, in your career, you've inherited a team, you know there's a person on the team who does not embody the values of what you've cultivated, what you all stand for, but you wait to do something about them. Maybe you don't even talk to them about it, right? One of the biggest mistakes that I see leaders make is they don't address this as soon as possible to set the expectation of, what does integrity mean, right? What does respect mean? So when you see markers of a environment in your workplace that's not psychologically safe, have you ever seen workplace bullying? discrimination? Has anybody ever said something to you that was disrespectful or to somebody else? Right? Okay. These are signs. So this low road, my point is this. Tolerance is a temporary state. And if we don't consciously choose the high road to pursue caring about that person, that idea, that thing, that project, we'll wind up going down that low road inadvertently to some stage of that intolerance, possibly dislike, possibly mistrust, possibly even hatred. And is that widening our perspective for greater performance and impact? It is not, right? It is not. And what is the objective here? The objective is connection. The objective is engagement. The objective is belonging. Do you not want to be connected with your customers? Do you not want to be connected with your investors, your current and future investors? Do you not want to be connected with your donors? Do you not want your donors and your supporters and your suppliers to want to belong as part of your ecosystem? The answer is yes, 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 right? The point of leading bigger and the point of inclusive leadership is to seek these things with those stakeholders that you want to. Now, if I were to ask you what you think the word flexibility means in today's work environment, my guess is that the majority of you would think, oh, it means like being able to work from home, right? It means flexible, that, right? Okay? I want to widen your perspective as to what flexibility is. And this is the last chapter of the book. So flexibility in Anne's world means that you do not have a professional life. You do not have a personal life. You have one life. It has professional dimensions, and it has personal dimensions. This is not only true for you, but every single person you work with. Okay? Flexibility means that you respect and understand and care about the fact that every single one of your people and people around you have one life. Unless you're separate. Well, then you still do, you just don't know that you do. All right? You still do, right? Okay. Right? Then it is still one life, but you just don't know that they're connected, right? Okay. Okay. I love that. Okay. All right. So that's what flexibility means. And for those of you who have heard this analogy before, I'm going to give you another framework. We all have a job. Okay? You're here right now because of your current job, right? But what does flexibility mean in the context of this? It means that, in terms of coming to life, your job actually exists in the context of your career, right? Okay? Yes, you may not necessarily have a vision yet for your career, but you have a job which is current, and you also have a career that is not one point in time, but an ongoing thing for you, right? And that career sits in the context of your life. This is true for every single person.